Today, I'm going to chat through the biggest 7 mistakes I see people making with back pain, and that's definitely having like a negative impact on your recovery times. So I'm going to jump straight into it. Obviously, if anyone joins, feel free to ask any questions. So the first biggest lie that a lot of people are told when they go to see either a physio, a doctor, or some coaches is that their posture or alignment is wrong. So inherently, they've got back pain because they're in a particular position. And a lot of the time, people will label being sat bolt upright as like having a good posture and being slouched over as having a bad posture. And the main thing you need to take away from this is that neither one of these positions or postures is good or bad. The real issue is because you've been told one is bad, you completely avoid being in that position at all. So, for example, if you're told that being sat bolt upright with your shoulders down and back, not slouching, is a good posture, then you will do everything in your daily life like this. So you'll go to the gym like this, you'll lift in the gym like this, you'll pick up things like this, so you'll never round through your back, you'll sit in your chair all day like this, and it can actually make your back pain worse in a lot of cases because you're just not moving your spine and your back. Oppositely, if you're stuck in a slouch position for a long period of time, this can have exactly the same effect. But more often than not, nowadays, people actually have the opposite issue where they're sat up straight all the time because they're told this is a good posture. So the way you fix this is pretty simple. You just alternate between different postures and positions throughout your day. Now, if you're like me and you work at a desk for long periods of time, the easiest way to do this is just to get a standing desk, which I've got here. And then every half an hour or hour, just alternate between sitting and standing. This just gets you moving, changing positions, gets some blood flow to the area, and we'll just get everything feeling a lot better. And to be honest, that's probably one of the simplest fixes for a lot of people with back pain in a lot of cases. The next point, sorry, I just got them on the other monitor here, is that you've been told that you should go get an MRI scan straight away if you've got back pain, and this is going to automatically fix everything. Now, there's a few reasons that you should get an MRI scan, and that's probably if your back pain is like getting a lot worse and it's not improving with anything, and it's getting a lot worse in terms of pain, in terms of maybe you're getting like nervy type pain like pins and needles, or more serious things like that, like you're having really bad time sleeping, you're waking up multiple times a night. You should probably go get it looked at to rule out things like tumors, etc. But you shouldn't be scared of that and kind of hyper obsess over it, because tumors are like, it's like a 0.00001% chance of getting anything. And again, that's only if everything's getting worse and it's gotten really bad over a short period of time. Otherwise, MRI scans don't give you the full picture. And if you take two people, let's take person A, person B. Person A doesn't have any back pain, but they go in and they get an MRI scan of their back. No back pain, but on the scan, there's actually loads of damage. Maybe they have some slip discs, quote unquote. They have some arthritis. They have some other damage at the back. Person B has got loads of back pain. They go in, but there's actually no damage on the scan. And the reason for this, based off the research and based off what I've seen, is that pain is far more complex than just more damage equals more pain, which kind of leads on to the next point, that pain isn't simple. And the movement that caused your pain initially with your back pain, like bending over to do your shoelace, bending over to pick something up, doing a heavy deadlift, doing a heavy squat, probably isn't the thing that actually caused your back pain. It was just if you imagine a string being snipped with some scissors, and if you just snip it very gently, it's almost like that movement is the last little thread on that bit of string. But previous to that, maybe you're not sleeping very well, maybe you drink too much, maybe you're not going to the gym that much, maybe you're not getting a lot of walking in day to day, maybe you're more stressed than usual at work or in life. All these other factors that play into pain potentially caused your injury. How many previous injuries have you had? Have you had any other lower body injuries, upper body injuries, neck pain, previous back pain? How long has it been going on for? So you can see pain is far more complex than just the incident that we think caused the pain initially. So that's definitely something to take on board. The next thing is that massage doesn't work in the long term, at least. So I think everyone thinks I kind of have a thing against massage, which I don't. It's just that it's not fixing the root cause of the problem. So if you get a massage on your back, maybe you feel good for a few minutes or a few hours after the massage, but then you kind of end up going around this cycle where you have to keep going back and getting a massage every few weeks, usually, just to kind of give you some sort of pain relief. And the reason for this is because when you get the massage, and for a short period of time after that, your brain is simply sending a signal to the area in your back to provide you with some pain relief because there's been pressure applied in that area. And the brain thinks that, excuse me, the brain thinks that pressure applied is signaling that there's damage in the area. And so then it's giving you some pain relief. But the real cause of the issue is a lack of mobility, a lack of strength, and a lack of confidence in your back. And massage isn't actually going to improve any of these things. And so what you really need to start doing in most cases is follow a structured rehab program. What I usually do with people is really, really simple. It's usually 3 days a week initially of exercises / strength and mobility work, which can range from minimum of about 20 minutes up to an hour, depending on the level of the person. If you're just wanting to get back to doing daily activities and you're not that interested in sport, this might only be 20 minutes 3 times a week. If you're someone who's really into your sport, or you're a semi-professional athlete or a professional athlete, this could be 3 times a week, 60 minutes. So it really depends. And then alongside that, it would just be nailing the basics. So sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night, making sure you're getting good quality sleep, making sure you're eating well in terms of nutrition, and then making sure you're also getting a decent step count in day to day, which leads on to the next point, that stretching is very, very overrated for fixing back pain. And actually getting your steps in and walking is a far better option. And the reason for this is because it has a lot of other benefits, and it's actually more effective for improving your mobility. Because when you're walking, if you think about it, you're getting everything moving in your body. So next time you're walking, just think about this. It's a little bit weird, but as you walk, as you relax, your spine's rotating, your hips are moving, everything in your body is rotating side to side and moving, which is improving your range of motion. So it's improving your mobility. Number 2, it's improving your cardio or conditioning, which is really good for your overall health. And number 3, it's also reducing stress, which stress is massively linked to back pain. So if we can reduce that, that's going to help as well as just general well-being. So that's another key thing. I would try up your step count as opposed to wasting a lot of time stretching. I would aim to get 5,000 to 10,000 steps in a day. The way to get that in just depends on the person. So if you're really, really busy, then I just break it up into smaller blocks. So this could be like 5-10 minutes in the morning, on your lunch break, 5-10 minutes at lunch, and maybe a little bit later on. And you could easily get 5 to 10K steps in there. Or if you just got one longer block, then just do one longer walk throughout the day. The next thing I've got on my list is that acupuncture, doesn't work again. It's not a long-term fix. It's a very similar thing to massage. The acupuncture is giving you some short-term pain relief in the area. And again, it feels good for a short period of time, but it's not fixing the root cause of the issue. The other thing with acupuncture that's probably worse than massage, it is ridiculously expensive as well. Like if you're just getting a massage for stress relief, that's a little bit different. And most massages will only cost you maybe 40 or 50 pounds in the UK. Most chiropractors or physios that are doing acupuncture now, it will cost you between 70 to 90 pounds a pop. And that is literally just someone putting some needles into your back. So just think about that and think about the money you're investing there and really what you're getting out of it, because it's not fixing the root cause of the issue again, which is the lack of mobility, strength, confidence, and education around these things, around posture, around how complex pain is. All these things would actually give you much more benefit and will help your back pain more. The last thing I have on my list is that your back pain is not going to be a quick fix. If you've been dealing with back pain for a long period of time, let's say 6 months or a few years, don't expect to go into one physio session and be fixed straight away. To see good results, it might take you 3 or 4 weeks, or maybe even a bit longer than that, because your body is adapting to a new stimulus, and particularly your brain, it's going to take a long period of time to change and adapt. And it's going to take time to see a decent amount of improvement in mobility, strength, but also a reduction in pain, which is probably the thing that's going to take longest. And so it's about trusting in the process, and finding a system and building a system around your lifestyle and finding something that's sustainable. So that's all the points I've covered. Any questions, just drop them in the comments down below, because I'm going to re-upload this just as a normal YouTube video. And if you want 33 days worth of free injury advice that's really going to change and revolutionize the way you approach injuries, a lot of similar concepts to the ones I mentioned here, just check out the top link down below.